guys, welcome to the Everett Silver Show. We have exciting guests as we do every week, and so I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm always bringing it to you, so thanks so much for staying in tune with us. Stay connected. You're watching the Everett Silver Show.
Hi, Everett.
Joe, I tell you, Tracy, thank you so much for doing the show. I tell you, I'm excited to have you.
Nice to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, Joe, you got to know, man, I'm a fan, man. I'm telling you, for all the work I've seen you do. And so, guys, let's just get right into it. What roles does race play in the entertainment industry? And there's a new series, inside the Black Box on Crackle that kind of spotlights the world's greatest artists of color and kind of reflects on how complexion has affected their journey to their success. And so I have the wonderful Emmy-winning actor Joe Morton is with us, also celebrity acting coach and casting director Tracy Moore. And Joe, I start with you, man. I talked about your experiences. I guess in the different. I got tickled looking at the little trailer of how you said you talked about your Biggie experience, but don't we have different experiences in our skin?
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, not everybody's experience is the same. I mean, what you're referring to is a moment where one of our guests is talking about the fact that he didn't know who a particular rapper was, and I sort of agreed because I had gone through the same experience. I was in a room with Debbie Allen, and Big was there. Big walked over to me and introduced himself by saying, "Hi, I'm Big." I did not know who he was, and all I thought to myself was, "I'm sorry." So those experiences, but ultimately what that means is my life experience brings me to one place. Somebody else's life experience brings them to another place. And really what we're talking about, or we begin to talk about, are those directors or producers who sometimes say things like, well, we need this actor to be more black, or which really means more urban, and those kinds of things. That's something that just needs to go by the wayside. I mean, because not every black person has the same experience. We are not a monolith. We don't do and think the same things all at the same time. So that just like you wouldn't say, well, I need this particular character to be more white, you would just want the character to be more in line with whatever that character is. And that's part of what we talk about on Inside the Black Box.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy, you've been directing. I mean, you're a director, and you had celebrities all over. This audience that we see, and they're young artists, kind of glamoring to learn. When you're directing, what is your goal about teaching them?
Thank you for the directing. I receive. Well, when I'm teaching actors, my goal, one is I'm an advocate for actors and their spirit. So when actors come to me, the first thing I have to do is reinforce to them that they are enough, and that unapologetically they should give themselves permission to do this, because you do have to be brave. You do have to be courageous. And being an actor, it's not something tangible. You don't graduate from college with your degree in theater and then book a Broadway show. It's a journey. It's not a destination. And so I teach the truths of this business. And as a casting director, I feel like I have the best of both worlds, because I'm the one they're coming to. So I give them all of the things that they need to be prepared to go to a casting director. And also, it's about strategy. You have to know what you specifically want to do. If you want a television career, then there's a way in which you have to go about that is going to lead you into a longevity of a working career. So there's so many elements. And also, one of the things that I'm really strong about is working on a set. A lot of acting classes don't teach because there's verbiage that is different. There's protocol. And so no one's going to hold your hand on set and say, here's your mark, or this is what first team means, because the expectation on the set is that you're a professional and this is what you do. So a lot of times the actors can get a job the first time, or maybe in a year once they've been training. And so there's an etiquette on that set. And so that's, other things that I also teach as well.
Well, I tell you, that was kind of powerful. Just to appreciate who they are. Joe, I'm a big fan of you. Again, I talked about you, but Scandal, man, was my show, man. I mean, you were, I mean, you, I mean, Eureka. I've just mentioned a few, Justice League and Terminator. But Joe, with that being said, all of that experience, how has race played in your career?
Well, when I was a young actor, there were often times I would come into a situation where, for instance, I was auditioning for a role, and the role on the page was for a 60-year-old black man. I was, I think, maybe at that time 30 years old, and I asked the director. I said, "So what do I and this character have in common?" And he said, "Oh no, nothing. Just that you're both black." At which point I said something rude and left.
Wow.
Because but those kinds of things used to happen more and more. But you know what? I'd like to jump back to something that Tracy said, which I think is really important. I think for all actors, making choices is a really important thing. Choices not only about the role, but about the stories you want to tell. Choices about how you want to sort of deal with your money in between gigs when you're not working. Choices about the kinds of people you want to sort of associate with in terms of that's going to help you with your career. China Lane came on the show and talked about the fact that when she was up and coming, she would make cards and photographs and keep in touch with casting directors so that she could further her career. And again, these are the kinds of things that we're hoping to teach these young people so that they can leap above the kind of absurdity of race.
And then I tell you, that is so powerful. I've seen, I think somewhere where Joe have talked about having a safe haven place where artists can kind of learn and exchange some of their, ideas. Tracy, with that being said, from your workshops, your private lessons, I've had one of your clients was Turns J. I had him on the show and a lot of the other artists. But talk about that experience. How do you prepare them for this?
Well, I think what's important always is for actors to be honest with themselves before they even make a decision to be in this business, because patience is number one. It's not going to happen when you want it to happen. And I think number two is cutting out the noise. And, when are you going to get a job, or you're not going to make it, all of that. And sometimes that could be your family and friends. And then you hear the gems, from, Darnell Morton, who is a director. She's on our show. She wrote and directed Cadillac Records, and she does a lot of episodic. Darnell always talks about having sort of this armor. You have to have a protection. You have to protect your feelings. You have to protect, what you take personal and what you don't take personal. You have to know yourself. And that's so important before you enter. So before actors come to me, even in class, I'm like, have you had the conversation, the honest conversation with yourself about why you choose acting, or did acting choose you? And so it comes from there, because teaching the acting, giving actors tools or templates that I create for them, that's something that I always do. But because of the pandemic, the mindset, mental illness is real. And so I've always had to check in with my clients and make sure that they're okay. Because Joe will tell you, it's not easy being an actor. It's not just spitting out lines. It's the work of going underneath the layers of the character and breathing life into that being, and on their journey, on their personal journey, to show you so that you're engaged with Scandal and you believe Joe is Papa Pope. That's my job.
Absolutely. Well, folks, everybody, I want you to know, Inside the Box, Black Box rather, premieres today, February 17th on Crackle. Make sure you go on Crackle. You can streamline that. But guys, I want to thank you so much for doing the show. What a privilege again, guys. Emmy-winning actor Joe Morton, celebrity acting coach and casting director Tracy Moore has been with us. Guys, thank you again, and I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning into the Everett Silver Show. Stay tuned. Don't turn that dial, because we got more exciting guests right here on the Everett Silver Show. Be back in a moment.
Hi, Everett.
Hi, Doris. Pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you. I'm glad I could be here.
Yes, ma'am. Well, folks, this President's Day celebration with the History Channel's three-night documentary event, Abraham Lincoln. I have the wonderful privilege of talking to Pulitzer Prize-winning presidential historian Doris Kearns Goodwin is here with us. So, Doris, talk about this three-night documentary about Abraham Lincoln.
You know, I think what the documentary is really hoping to accomplish through a mixture of actual scripted scenes where you'll see actor Graham Sibley playing Abraham Lincoln, Frederick Douglass, Mary Lincoln, and then historians providing the context for the story, is the journey of Abe becoming Abraham Lincoln, becoming President Lincoln. So you'll feel, I hope, connected to him when he's a young kid, lost his mother at age 9, struggles with his father, has to educate himself all on his own, runs for office, loses, but doesn't give up and tries again and finally wins. And you watch really the making of a leader, so that by the time he gets into the pressures of the presidency, hopefully you're rooting for him, and that means you're rooting for the country at the same time.
I mean, Doris, what better story of just encouraging, know that you can make it even through all types of adversity. And then on top of that, he's got to deal with the bloodiest war and the greatest crisis in our country, right?
Absolutely. And the way he was able to deal with the pressures, both as a child and as an adult, was through this extraordinary sense of humor that he had. Somehow humor was able to whistle off sadness. A good story, he said, was better than a drop of whiskey. So you'll find him in this miniseries telling one story after another, some of them silly, some of them having a moral favor, some of them edgy. But I hadn't expected to laugh as much until I got to know Lincoln, that you would laugh with him as well as feel this sense of emotional connection because of all the adversities that he went through and the country went through, as you say.
You wouldn't even think he had such a sense of, he just had this serious demeanor, and I think that's what I love about what this documentary is going to do. You talked about this, human, funny side, but he had a resilience though about him. He still had empathy, and but nobody knows that.
Yeah, no, you're right. The qualities that you're looking for in a leader, somehow he just had them in spades. Humility and empathy, as you say, and that's probably one of the most important qualities, to be able to understand people's other sides, and he understood the South as well as the North. He understood the factions in the North itself and was able to put himself in other people's shoes. And then he had that resilience, that ability to come back through adversity. I think that's what you're going to be able to see. And hopefully you follow a leader and you follow the country, and you hope that by the end the country will come out a better place, which it does. Emancipation is secured and the Union is restored. But Lincoln himself has become a growing person, and you watch him grow into that position. That's why it just makes me so sad that he had to die 5 days only after the war had been won. He knew it was over, and then he was assassinated. I just wanted him to have more time to experience the celebration of what had happened.
I tell you, it's going to be an extraordinary story. Again, guys, Abraham Lincoln, beginning February 20th, 8 p.m. on the History Channel. You want to make sure you catch Abraham Lincoln. And what a pleasure to have you. Again, Pulitzer Prize-winning presidential historian Doris Kearns Goodwin has been with us. Doris, thank you so much for doing the show.
Thank you, Everett, for having me here.
You're so welcome. All right, bye-bye.
More guests coming your way. Don't touch that dial. I'll be back in a moment.
Expert who serves as Senior Vice President, also General Manager of American Home Shield, and here to provide valuable education on the key facts about home service plans, including what they cover and how to choose one and how homeowners benefit. So with that being said, Raj, it's National Home Warranty Day. Why is it so important for homeowners to know about those home warranties?
Yeah, well, a lot of homeowners don't know that a home warranty can save them time, money, and peace of mind. I think homeowners know that unexpected repairs and breakdowns are inevitable. It's part of being a homeowner. Unfortunately, 1 in 4 homeowners doesn't have budget set aside to pay for those unexpected repairs and breakdowns. And what a home warranty does, it allows you to plan ahead and protect your budget and your peace of mind. Think of a home warranty as a year-long renewable agreement that helps cut the costs to repair or replace the systems and appliances in your home that you use every day.
Now, Raj, there are a lot of rules or restrictions, and then what is covered?
Well, American Home Shield has plans that are customizable that cover up to 23 home systems and appliances, regardless of the age. And unlike homeowners insurance, which covers things that might happen, like damage from a storm, a home warranty covers things that inevitably will happen, like breakdowns due to age and normal wear and tear. And customers can customize plans to meet the unique needs of their home and budget. Most customers choose plans that cover their major systems, like their air conditioner, heating system, and their major appliances. But they can be customized to include things like coverage for pool and spa equipment, roof leak repair, or even home electronic devices.
Now, Roger, is there a right time or situation to invest in a home warranty, and can it really save you money?
Well, you can buy a home warranty at any time. It doesn't have to be when you buy a home. Plans start as low as $40 a month, and they can potentially save you thousands of dollars in out-of-pocket costs. But we would say now is a particularly good time to think about a home warranty. As you know, the prices of goods and services are reaching all-time highs, and home systems and appliances are really no exception to that. And when you enroll in a home warranty, you're locking in your price for a year ahead, regardless of inflation. And if you think about it, having a plan that covers routine repairs and, if necessary, replacements means that you're not going to be paying out of pocket really inflated prices for a new appliance at the worst possible time. Plans, the price of the plan depends on many factors, like where you live, but they run from $500 to $700. And if you think about the cost to replace a new air conditioner, which can be many thousands of dollars, it can be a really good value.
Now, Roger, is there, you talked about purchasing a warranty, but how do I find the right coverage that would be for me?
Yeah, the best place to start is you go online to ahs.com, where you can browse plans and customize your coverage. American Home Shield plans cover up to 23 home systems and appliances, but we really recommend homeowners choose the coverages that they value the most for the things that they use the most, because those are the things that are going to wear out due to normal wear and tear. And that's what a home warranty is for.
Oh, that's awesome. And then give us that information to go the website again.
Yep, you can just go online to ahs.com.
I want to thank again Roger Midha here for being with us, industry expert, also Senior Vice President, General Manager of American Home Shield. Thank you, sir, for doing the show.
Thank you, Everett.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
More guests coming your way. Don't touch that dial. I'll be back in a moment.
Hey, Everett.
Morning, Everett.
David, Robert, thank you for doing the show today. I appreciate you guys.
Happy to be here.
Not a problem. Well, folks, we talk about teen driving safety. The president of Insurance Institute, also highway safety, kind of discuss some of the safest cars, for teens and distracted driving, also how to develop safe driving, habits for teenagers. And with that being said, let's talk about what are some of the risk factors do parents face with their teen drivers?
So we know that teens are at a greater risk of being involved in a crash, about 4 times as likely to be involved in a crash compared to those that are 20 and older. And that's obviously a concern if you have a new teenage driver in your family. And so part of what we are rolling out today is a resource, set of resources that will help you get your teenager to be a better driver in those formative years of learning to drive. And it includes everything from how to pick a vehicle that is best for them, how to embrace technology that they can use to be a safer driver, both inside and outside the vehicle, and then how to communicate with your teenager and lay down the rules and restrictions that you want to put in place.
Well, now let's talk about that. Why is the choice for vehicles so important then?
So part of the reason that vehicle choice is important is you want it to do 2 things for you. One is you want the vehicle to be as protective as possible, to have really great occupant protection in the event that your teen gets in a crash. You want all the occupants in that vehicle to be well protected. And then you also want the vehicle to have the latest technology available to help prevent you from getting into a collision to start with. We maintain a list of both used and new vehicles on our website that we think are good choices for parents that meet that criteria. And some of the new vehicles that we recommend, they include the latest technologies to prevent a collision. Things like automatic emergency braking, lane departure warning, blind spot warning. All of these systems have been proven to be beneficial to all drivers, but of even greater benefit to teen drivers.
Now, I guess before you hand over the keys, what sort of guidelines should, I guess, be set with teenage drivers?
You want to take that one, Bob?
Yeah, well, one of the things that's included in the tool on the IHS website is sort of a contract with your driver. You want to set the times that they're, what hours of the day they're supposed to be driving the car, how many passengers they can be in, and that they won't use their cellular phone, if they're going to follow the traffic rules, if they're not going to speed. You can put all those things into this agreement between the parent and the teen driver, so everybody knows what the ground rules are ahead of time. So I think that's a great tool, and it facilitates the conversation between you and your new driver.
Yeah, I was thinking about, being a parent of a teen driver as well. I saw something, and when you're laying down the law, getting familiar with, I guess, graduate license provision in your state, because it does vary, right?
It does. Again, the IHS website has a great, if you look at the teenager section, there's a great resource there that shows every state's rules about the graduated driver's license program. For example, how many hours of supervised driving do you have to do before your teenager gets their license? What are the nighttime driving hours, most restricted between, say, 10 and 5 in the morning? And how many passengers a teen driver can have? All those things, all that information is on the IHS website, and good things to check for your state.
Well, guys, give us a website where we can go, because I know it's going to be vital to parents that may be looking to see what those guidelines be.
Yeah, so you can find all of this on our website at iihs.org. And if you just search for teenagers, all of these resources will come up and be available to you. And one of the things that is important to point out is that if you sign up for receiving additional information, when we come out with new information about teen drivers, we come up with our new vehicle list later this year, you will get a notification that that information is available.
Oh, wow, that's good stuff. So I want to thank again my special guest, David Harkey, President of the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety and Highway Loss Data Institute. Also, Bob Passmore, Vice President, Auto and Claims Policy with American Property Casualty Insurance Association. So, guys, thank you so much for doing the show. Vital information. Go to iihs.org for further information. Look up some of the teenage guidelines, like he said. And thanks, guys, for doing the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
More guests coming your way. Don't touch that dial. I'll be back in a moment.
That gives so Seems like forever is coming. I can't believe it's happening to me. Wanting to sing, get the song. Oh,